Ladies, all right, so today I wanted to talk about foundation. So this really is creating the base for your face, and I'm going to show you what it looks like on and talk about the difference between a liquid foundation and a tinted moisturizer. And then also we have our mineral foundations too, so I'll start with that one because I'm not going to show it to you. But we have a mineral foundation. I love it. It comes in a container like this with a little sword sifter on it. Of course, you can see I just opened up mine earlier, but you can close it for travel. One of the big questions that I get is, should I use mineral foundation or liquid foundation or tinted moisturizer, really, and what's the difference between those? But really, complexion and figuring out what your complexion is and what should go with it really shouldn't be complex, and so I'm going to break it down for you today. The other question I get a lot is, what color do I need? And so we'll talk a little bit about that today too. And I can really customize for you exactly what you need for whatever your skin type is. So let me know if you want me to look at your pictures and kind of help you figure out what the best thing is for you. But the first thing that I ask about when we're trying to figure out what makeup you need is, tell me about your skincare, because a lot of times you can tell what your skin really needs based off of how your skin is reacting to things. So for instance, if your makeup is settling into fine lines and wrinkles, if it's caking, that has to do with your skincare needs. So that's the first thing that we really want to talk about, is how are you taking care of your skin and moisturizing it, exfoliating, all of that. If we use the analogy that your face is like a cake, you would want to make sure that you had a good smooth finish before you add on the beautiful icing to that, which is the analogy for our amazing natural makeup. All right, so the first thing you want to do too is prep your skin. So in addition to having good skincare, you want to prep your skin. So we have our Sheer Minerals primer. You can also use our coconut rehab cream, which is an amazing finish. But what I really love about our primer is how silky and smooth it is. It smells amazing. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on today. So our primer can also, sometimes if your face is really dry, you can use orange oil. Hey babe, oh, that's beautiful. Oh, it's okay, thank you. Jet just brought me a beautiful flower. Thank you, love. I love that hibiscus. You can also use water gel. You can also use anti-blemish spots. So this is normally when you would sit in front of a mirror and realize, like, oh, I have a blemish coming up. And so you can use your anti-blemish gel for that too. So we can talk about that another time, but that's usually when I notice that my skin needs some additional care. Let's start with the liquid foundation. So the liquid foundation, I've got a couple of them here. I have it in fawn and cashmere to show you. It's a satin finish with buildable coverage. So that means it's layerable. You can add on as you need to get the coverage that you need. It is breathable, and it does not have silicones. Most of the foundations that you would buy, like in a pharmacy or online, a lot of times have silicones in them. And it makes a barrier to where your skin cannot breathe. It's kind of a cheap way of doing that. For natural makeup, it's going to use things like aloe and squalene, and those actually naturally smooth your skin so that your skin can still breathe. And it's great for all skin types. If you want a more matte finish, just add a powder to it like this. We also have great veils that you can put over it as well for a more matte finish. Some of the tools that you may use to apply your foundation or your tinted moisturizer is a foundations brush. So here's ours. You can use this great for concealers as well. You may also want to use a sponge. You just get it damp, wring it out, and then you can dab wherever you want to add coverage. What I'm going to show you today is our kabuki brush. This is my favorite brush. It's great for so many things, everything from blushes to powders to even our liquid foundation. So I'm going to actually show you how you can use the kabuki brush to apply. I'm going to do the tinted moisturizer at the end. I don't have any moisturizer on, or any foundation on right now, so you guys can see the difference. So one of the things that we talked about a little bit is coverage. So full coverage means that essentially there is less light going through. So think of like a ribbon, one that is very sheer is going to have more light going through, but a more full coverage would be like a ribbon who is a solid color. It's going to be a physical block from the sun. That's really what you're looking for when you're looking at foundations, a good natural block from the sun, a natural SPF. And a more sheer coverage, however, is going to allow your natural color of your skin to really show through. And so the foundations being buildable, you can create the coverage that you need for that day. Maybe it's a more sunny day, so you're going to add an additional layer on there. But it's very soft because skincare is actually infused into our makeup. And so it's going to protect your skin from the environment, but then it still has the properties that are very skin loving. Good ingredients. We talked about our mineral makeup. It's going to give you a luminous to a matte finish. So we talked about adding powder on top of your liquid foundation if you want to give a matte finish. There are only 5 ingredients in this, so you can actually see in the fine print right there. You maybe can't read it from your view now, but there's only 5 ingredients. One of the things that is important to mention is the ingredients that are not included in our mineral makeup. It doesn't have bismuth. Bismuth actually scratches your skin. It creates clogs in your pores, and a lot of times it leads to acne breakouts. And so that's an ingredient that you will find in a lot of makeup that is not natural, that you can find, in a typical store. So if you have like oily or shiny skin type, this makeup is going to absorb that oil and give you that matte finish that a lot of times people are looking for. To do that, like I showed you, you can just literally even pour it into the lid, and then, let me do a little bit of it. And then you're gonna take your brush and just warm it up in there. And what you're doing is you're creating a good, more creamy finish with the powder. It's going to melt into your skin and leave it still breathable. If you want it more light, just do a very dust for a more transparent look. But if you want to really warm it up into your lid, that's going to give you more of it coverage. So with the mineral foundation, which I love, you really can build from a light to a full coverage. And like we talked about with the ribbons, the difference between the more sheer and the more coverage. All right, so let's move on to our tinted moisturizer. I have a couple colors for tinted moisturizers here. I have a light and I have a medium. We have 4 colors that are going to give you the natural look finish, and they're very sheer, and so what that does is it allows multiple skin types to go within each color and many skin tones. I'm going to show you as an example. I'm kind of between a light and a medium, so I'm going to show you how you can actually mix those as well. The key ingredient for our tinted moisturizer is hyaluronic acid, and it's really trending because it pulls moisture from the air and plumps your skin, moisturizes it and smooths it, and then creates the coverage that you are looking for. This product really does everything. It has skincare included. It gives you a natural finish, has a sheer base. It's a mineral makeup look, but includes the moisturizers and the good skincare in it as well, so you're wearing this all day long. All right, so I'm going to start adding this on and tell you a couple things. What I'm going to actually do is take a kabuki brush, and I'm going to do just a line of our medium, and then I'm going to do a line of our light. Another way you can do this, you can kind of see the difference in the color. Another thing that you can do is to put it on the back of your hand and then just dot where you need it. So you've got many ways that you can add it. I'm going to dot from my brush. You can see if you were to color match. So you can see I have a medium here and a light here. The medium is going to be the right color for me. And the way that you can tell is you literally just streak it down on your cheek. Around your jawline is going to be the best place to test because it doesn't get the direct sunlight that usually kind of the high points of your T-zone would get. So you can see that my color is medium, but I'm going to mix this all in. I'm going to do circular motions just to keep it kind of warmed up and to not pull on my skin. You don't want to pull your skin down no matter what you're doing. I'm going to go along my hairline and then along my jawline, and then get really good around my nose. All right, the other thing to keep in mind is if you tend to tan more during the summer, you can blend like I do. So I'm in Florida, so we get a lot of sun, and so you know, I'm definitely going to be more of a medium now that I'm getting out in the sun more. I love the feel and the scent of our Tinted Moisturizer. But you can see how, even though you could see when I put it on originally, it blends in very nicely. I've already got my eye makeup on, so I won't go around there. All right, so you have, if you want to have more of a matte, you can see, hopefully you guys can see in the camera, it definitely gives more of a dewy glow, which I love. If you wanted more of a matte, just add powder on top of it. We also have a setting spray. I should have brought that one down too. If you want to use a powder, but then you want a dewy glow, just use the setting spray afterwards. If you have just oily spots, you can add powder to those spots as you are using skincare to balance that as well. And then we have translucent powder that you can put over everything as well to really blend it all together and to set your foundation, to cover any discolorations, things like that. So you can see it very much evens out the skin. This is where I would add on a little bit of blush if I wanted to, but you can see that I have some natural pink on my cheeks right now anyway. And so because the Tinted Moisturizer allows for the natural skin color to go through, you're seeing a little bit of that already. So if you are looking for a lighter coverage with skincare included in it, your Tinted Moisturizer is going to be a great fit for that. So let me know in the comments which one really piqued your interest, which one seemed like one that you would want to try next. All right, thanks ladies, bye.